Welcome to a special episode of Dad's Rules with Kevin Belzer. Today I'm hanging out at the community park, and no, I don't have a portable little, that ring light? It just happens to be that there's a great baseball field light that is catching me just brilliantly. Okay, well, I have two things that I want to go over with you guys today, and I believe that if you do these two things, that it will make the rest of your 2023 and 2024 and beyond truly exceptional. Okay, so the first thing that I want you guys to start implementing is rule number 15, which is the 30-minute whine. Now, we've discussed on previous podcasts all the way back to episode 2, where I sound like a robot because I so heavily edited that episode. I took out every possible and all breathing. So anyway, on that episode and several since then, we've talked about the 30-minute whine, which is rule number 15. So the purpose of this rule is to get over complaining about anything and everything within 30 minutes. Now, we're all carrying baggage throughout our lives. You have probably met other people or possibly been that person that focuses on some incident from last week, earlier in the day, last month, last year, 15 years ago, about why they can't possibly be successful is because of what happened to them long ago, and that's what's holding them back. The purpose of the 30-minute whine is to, in essence, go through all the stages of grief. So everything from passing blame to other people, to grief, to anger, to ambivalence, to acceptance, and understanding that, hey, that happened and I need to get over it. I need to have a better solution. Now, something about the 30-minute whine that I need to clarify with people, because they think that, well, I want you to take all 30 minutes. I don't. There's going to be times to where you can figure out anything within a minute. Like, you have a bad phone call. Let's say you're prospecting, you're cold calling past appointments, and you had a bad phone call. Understand that you do not want to have every other phone call that day be exposed to the bad mood that you're in because of that phone call. So you need to take 30 seconds or a minute. You just need to get over it, move on, because you need to understand that you're not going to get paid off that bad phone call. So you just need to move on. Okay? So sometimes you're only going to need 15 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, 29 minutes. But the point is, never exceed 30 minutes, period. After 30 minutes, you need to get over it. You need to have moved on. We have a joke in my office when I talk to my business partner, Phil, that if I call him about a bad appointment, that I tell him, I said, if you don't call me back in the next 30 minutes, we're not going to talk about it. Okay, because I'm going to get over it in that time because I have to move on. And it's funny because he's tried time and time again to point out that, hey, you remember this client or that client? No, I don't. I want to spend that 30 minutes, no more than 30 minutes, analyzing what went wrong, so that going to the next appointment, going to the next phone call, going to the next whatever, that I have analyzed it and made adjustments so I'm okay moving forward. So the first tip, the 30-minute whine. If you guys embrace this one and get over having complaints and excuses, this will greatly change the rest of the year as well as next year. Tip number 2. Number 2 is rule number 19. It's all your fault. And the one that people always point out to me is that, well, so if I'm sad because someone else died or there was a natural disaster that happened, that's my fault? No. What is your fault is how you deal with it and move forward. Because when bad things happen, it's up to you to not be standing still, frozen to the ground, not able to cope, to move on with your life, to move on and help other people. You need to be going, okay, that happened and it sucked, but I need to accept that how I move forward from here, it's going to be my fault. Okay, so that's critical there. And also, the stuff that is your fault, you have to understand that, well, it was your fault. Okay, so how are you going to deal with it? If you go into things with the understanding that everything is your fault and not someone else's fault, it is actually freeing to just be in that. And I know it sounds weird because you're like, wow, you're putting a lot of blame on yourself. Yeah, but you're going to get rid of all that blame with rule number 15, so that's okay. But the whole point is that it's all your fault. So now that you've accepted that the problem is your problem, you get to come up with a solution to how you're going to move forward and impact the world, your life, everything in a positive way. That's why it's so cool. Okay, so I think that if you embrace these two things, which again, I have gone over these more extensively in other podcasts, as well as the upcoming book, Dad's Rules, Get Off My Lawn. They'll have full chapters for each of them about these two. But what I wanted to do is just get these two quick tips out to you so that you can move forward the rest of the year, embrace them, apply them daily, and I think you'll be blown away. These are two critical changes I made in my business and in my life that have had incredible results. Okay, so that's your tip of the day. It's just going to be a quick, short, brief episode today. If you like the episode, please like, share, comment, review. It all helps the show grow. Feedback, it all helps. Share it with a friend. It all helps. Again, it all helps. And also, hit my swag shop, dadsruleswag.com. Until next time, go out and be the kick-ass adult I know that you all can be.